Hey traders, checking in on the stock market today. Bulls with a big day, setting daily higher lows, confirming trend changes in a lot of places. Monthly bull flags are still on the table. We're watching growth names for higher lows to form. We're going to check in on a bunch of tickers that we looked at yesterday. Bulls with a bit of a sigh of relief. All right, so the directional lean paying off a little bit. We were looking for the daily higher low. I was personally favoring that as a more likely scenario, and now the inverse head and shoulders has confirmed. Left shoulder, head, and there's our right shoulder with the confirmed trend change, higher low and higher high. So that's a win for the bulls in the short term, no doubt about it. We haven't topped out yet. We're very extended. The hourly RSI right now on this futures chart is the highest it's been even when we were at all-time highs. It's higher than the last couple of times that we were hitting all-time highs on the way up before we topped out. So we're definitely very extended. We're due for 4-hour consolidation. We haven't set a higher low since our double bottom. So we're keeping all that in mind. And the question for me is going to be, how long can bulls maintain the daily uptrend from here? The last thing the bulls want to see is multiple days of consolidation now that the bull break has taken place. And looking at that on SPY. So there's our daily bull break. We have another resistance level at 444.89 to be watching. After hours, we're up over 443. But there's one thing we have to be cautious of. Weekly lower highs. So the worst case scenario for the bulls would be an inability to break the all-time high and break that low. If I'm in any kind of swing position as a bull that I've established over the last 2 weeks, that low is my stop, or the low of consolidation. Because if those levels break, we will be in a confirmed weekly downtrend with a clear lower high and lower low. We haven't seen that happen in a very long time. Even the COVID dump, we just free fall dumped. We did not set a lower high and lower low. The last weekly lower high and lower low was back in the October 2018 big drop, forever ago. It's been a very long time. So that would tell us monthly bull flag, which is on the table. That is a monthly bull flag. So very simple statement. If we do not break 426.36, then it's a monthly bull flag, and we will see new all-time highs. If that level breaks, we confirm a weekly downtrend, and then the monthly bull flag is negated, most likely, and we'll then be looking to monthly EMA 12 support as the next level to be watching. So what would it look like to set a weekly lower high? There's a lot of space as to where that could happen. Well, not a lot of space. We're only 3% from the all-time high, but we would have to lose the daily uptrend. So we got a lot of space to form a daily high or low. Anything above 431.54. But if we pull back significantly enough where we say, uh-oh, next time we bounce, we have to be cautious of a lower high and lower low, that's when we start to get some red flags. So this is the biggest sigh of relief that the bulls have had in a while. The question is, can they keep up that momentum in their favor now? A break of 444.89 would be another point in favor of the bulls. IWM bull break, which we're about to look at, getting follow through, would be another point for the bulls. So no matter how you cut it, it's a big win for the bulls today. But we just have to keep in the back of our minds that there is a possible scenario where bears take over the weekly trend. And we're going to be watching clues for that. And we're going to be watching volume, because it will not happen without notable bear volume. NASDAQ futures for our daily trend change with the higher low and higher high. So looking at it on QQQ, trend change has occurred. The previous resistance level is a lot further away at 374.04, and the all-time high is a lot further away. Not a lot further, but 4.5% as opposed to roughly 3%. So again, the last thing the bulls want to see is a red day tomorrow, because if you confirm a daily trend change with no follow through straight into daily consolidation, you have to be cautious of that weekly lower high. If we get a little bit more follow through, and if I have long exposure, I would be looking to hedge for the potential of a weekly lower high being set. But I'm not at that point yet. Tomorrow's going to be important, because again, a red day tomorrow, and we're going to have to say, okay, well, we need to be cautious of weekly lower highs. And we have to be watching what the tech sector earnings do, because those are going to be rolling around in the next couple of weeks, and that's going to have a notable impact as well. Financial sector, V-shaped bounce, daily uptrend remaining intact, new higher low, 337.74. All-time high, back up at 39.40. We're closer to the all-time high than we are to the low of yesterday. So no red flags unless we lose the daily uptrend in XLF. IWM, the tightening range that we were looking at, has broken bull. Now, if we're going to have confidence in this bull break, we need to break multiple levels. So 227.68 is key, and then 229.84. And again, the best case for the bulls would be a monthly bull flag, which is still on the table here, as we've been trading sideways for 6 months. And the daily uptrend is our guide. Anything above 219.83 keeps the bulls in control. And this is a good sign for anything growth related. ARC. Nice little follow through. And again, we're watching the monthly. We're watching monthly high or low on ARC. Can NIO give us a monthly high or low? Can Roku give us a monthly high or low? And if IWM breaks out to all-time highs, monthly high or lows in all these names will very likely be set. Healthcare sector has not broken daily resistance. It's our weaker sector. We've known that for a long time, and it's remaining weaker. If we do not break 128.40, the bulls don't prove anything. So broader market bulls want that break to have even more confidence. SMH, on the verge of a bull break. It has less importance because its holdings are less significant as far as the broader market is concerned. We're right at that resistance level. We technically broke it, but we need follow through. And again, we zoom out and we have to be cautious of a weekly lower high. This is a head and shoulders setup where we have our left shoulder, our head, our neckline is essentially a double bottom here. And if we fail the all-time high and then break that double bottom, longer term pullback is coming. So we have to keep in mind that yes, it's a win in the short term, but longer term, there is still a scenario where bears come back with a vengeance. Have to see increasing bear volume on daily time frames if that's going to be on the table. And for every dollar we go higher on SPY, probabilities continue to shift to favor the monthly bull flag. AMC, big day today. So we were watching the weekly equilibrium, looking for a higher low. The inside bar has broken bullish. The weekly higher low is now set at 33.74. Now we're looking for a weekly lower high, anything under 52.79. And I anticipate that we will trade within this tightening range probably until December and maybe into 2022. Let's say we go up for a couple weeks. Let's say we pull back for a couple weeks. Well, maybe before the end of the year. Let's see what earnings does. But really looking forward to when this equilibrium breaks. And the weekly higher low was marked by a confirmed daily trend change, which is why I entered on this daily consolidation looking for the higher low. We then formed an equilibrium and changed the trend. Nice volume, second highest volume day in a couple months, maybe just 1 month. And what we need to see now is I did exit a little bit more, so I'm down to a 50% position. So I entered in the low 36s. I exited a quarter for the possibility of a daily lower high. I exited another quarter because the hourly RSI was, or the hourly chart and the RSI was pretty overextended, and I knew we had a double top key resistance in the upper 41s. So as we hit 41, I then looked to exit my position, and I exited another 25% at 40.96. So I'm down to a 50% position. I can't lose on this trade unless we get a big gap down open on very bad news, but my break even at this point would probably be around 35 or so, maybe even better than that. And I'm going to give the bulls a chance to break 41.85 because there's not a ton of resistance after that level, and I would be looking at this gap of 44.20. So the hourly uptrend is going to remain my guide, and I'll probably exit if the hourly uptrend is lost. Because again, at this point, the original target for my trade was in the upper 41s, and it's a solid win. We'll see what tomorrow gives us, but I'll be fairly quick to cut it, knowing a weekly lower high is the most likely scenario. I'd like to see a little bit more upside to that 44.20 gap. Other names we've been keeping an eye on the MJ sector. So we did get a bull break and some solid follow through. The problem was the bulls could not keep that momentum. CGC had news. We confirmed a daily trend change. There's a lot of volume behind this morning move, and a lot of shorts were forced to cover on this morning move. But then once that top was set, the bulls lost their momentum and they did not get it back. So hourly pulled back way more than the bulls want to see, and we're now going to be watching for an hourly equilibrium. We're looking for a higher low to form compared to the low of the day, 1341, but there's a lot of space and bears are going to be waiting tomorrow for hourly lower highs. A lot of space for an hourly lower high. TLRY, same deal. We got a bull break of short-term levels, but look at that candle. It's just gross. It's a daily bear flag, rejecting from EMA resistance. So the gains were there for the bulls in the short term. We had moves of 4 to 8%, but we gave it back. And again, look at this wall of resistance, bears playing defense. Pointed out yesterday, multiple other examples of bears rejecting the price at clear defense lines in the sand. And it keeps giving bears confidence to just short bull moves. They may have got burned this morning, but made up for it with the end of the day drop. So extremely weak still overall. And USMJ is just the pits. Down to fresh lows, broader market seeing fear alleviated, and we're dropping to lower lows. What's it going to take to shift the momentum? Some kind of major catalyst that we're not seeing. So bears still comfortable in the sector overall. Short-term win for the bulls, but really just a day trading win. AFRM, new all-time high continues. Getting a little bit toppy. There is a head and shoulders on the hourly that the bulls want to be cautious of tomorrow, where we have our left shoulder, our head, and if we fail 153.49 tomorrow and break 144.31, look at that bounce off hourly support by 6 pennies, then we'll be confirming an hourly downtrend, and we'll zoom out and look to daily support of 132.12. But just a little bit cautious up at these levels, with bulls not seeing a ton of follow through on each higher high at this point. CCJ, cup and handle on the daily. If we see a daily bull flag, I'm watching closely. I'd love to see an inside bar bear break tomorrow with no follow through, which would keep a daily bull flag on the table. And of course, 26.57, 25.88. Very key resistances. Hourly RSI. If it gets to hourly oversold, it's probably going to be a little bit more pullback than the bulls want to see. But I'd be watching for an hourly oversold bounce if we get it. But just early pattern recognition, let's see if we get a potential bull flag after that rejection of resistance. MARA was this little cup and handle pattern. Bull flag confirmed on a gap up open, but we only broke one resistance level. 44.97 still remains. We rejected from that level by 9 pennies. That's a double top again. Still clear resistance. Hourly is still in an uptrend. So we set an hourly higher low at 42.30. 5-minute RSI got down. Actually, that was a nice falling wedge. I was not watching this for an hourly entry today. I was focused on MJ. But that was a nice falling wedge. Did the 15-minute get oversold? It got right towards oversold. So have to keep the low of today as support, because if it's lost, we lose the hourly uptrend. And the bulls have to get over 45 psychological to keep the hourly uptrend going and to try and see the daily chart break out. And checking in on Bitcoin, we know Bitcoin bulls are keeping their control. They're looking a little bit tired. 4-hour consolidation, the daily chart, definitely a bit extended. Have to keep a close eye on Bitcoin if you're trading MARA. So that is where we stand. NIO is a top watch tomorrow. Looking for a monthly higher low, looking for a confirmed daily trend change. We got a daily inside bar. Bulls must get over 36.67, 36.68, and 37.03. And we need a volume spike on that break. So watching closely to see if the NIO bulls can pull that off tomorrow. Watching for 4-hour consolidation on our futures charts. Watching for potential hourly lower highs on names like CGC tomorrow. So a little bit of something in every direction. And the bulls just want to keep grinding higher from here. We want to alleviate concerns of weekly lower highs. And if we keep grinding higher, if we don't see high bear volume, that will be the case. Hope you are well. Don't forget to do good things. And don't forget to tune in tomorrow live pre-market for Lori's stream, 8:30 a.m. And she'll be giving away an annual swing report. And we'll see you soon.